So I came across this story. A man has been arrested for killing somebody 26 years ago. So the man is a homosexual, and he went to a gay bar. He met somebody there, took him home, and then ended up killing him. It's not sure. It's unclear why. But the guy is from Kansas City, Missouri. And by the way, Kansas City, I they have cheap properties in Kansas City. If you want to buy a cheap home for investment or for whatever, probably for investment unless you're from there, they have cheap properties, but it's also very dangerous actually. Kansas City is very dangerous. It's safer than St. Louis, but it is dangerous. I was looking at some cheap properties in Kansas City, and then when I was looking at the safety in the city and stuff like that, I went to the police department's website and I looked at the unsolved murders in the city, the unsolved homicides. There was a long, long list, man, a long list of unsolved murders dating back all the way to the 90s and stuff like that. So not the safest city, I would say, but they do have cheap properties over there, and it seems to be getting better. Anyway, let's get to the story. So it took 26 years to arrest this killer. So he killed a man 26 years ago in Missouri. His husband secretly worked with investigators to get a confession. So he ended up marrying a man, and they adopted two daughters or whatever. And then he confessed to his husband that he killed somebody. They ended up getting divorced, and then the husband went to the police. And let's get into the story, and you'll get the details. So on the surface, Timothy Stevenson had an enviable life. He was married to a doctor, and they lived in a $2 million home with their twin daughters in a quiet suburb east of San Francisco. But Stevenson harbored a secret. About 2 decades earlier, he had shot and killed a man he met at a bar in Kansas City. The crime remained unsolved until until 2021, when Stevenson's dark past finally caught up with him. By then, his personal life was unraveling. His husband had filed for divorce the year before, and the couple were locked in a legal battle over custody of their children. Authorities arrested him on murder charges that December and extradited him to Missouri, and this month he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 16 years in prison. Okay, so for Stevenson, it all came crashing down after police received new information that helped them piece together what happened that night back in 1998 in Kansas City. Information came from Stevenson's estranged husband. All right, so he told his husband 10 years ago that he'd killed someone, according to court documents. Stevenson's sentencing came a decade after he told his husband, Joseph Gijenko, about the killing he'd committed in Missouri. According to a probable cause statement obtained by CNN, Stevenson told his husband in 2014 that he met the man, Randall uh, Elephant, at a gay bar in January 1998, and they drove to Stevenson's house in Kansas City, where he shot him twice in the bathroom. And there's a picture of the man who was killed, Randy Elephant. Elephant pleaded for his life after the first shot, Stevenson said. The probable cause statement did not mention a motive. Elephant's body was found 2 months later in some woods in rural Benton County, Missouri, about 100 miles southeast of Kansas City. All right, so there you have it, a lot of information. It's crazy how crimes like these can remain unsolved for that long. I mean, if he hadn't confessed to his husband or his ex-husband or whatever, he might have gotten away with this, to be honest with you. And as we read more, we're going to find out why the police didn't catch him. So in 1998, investigators also tracked down the person who bought Stevenson's. Okay, so he had a car, and they found basically blood stains in the car and stuff like that. They did a DNA test, but the results were inconclusive. Okay, and they didn't. There was a lot of circumstantial evidence, but the police didn't pursue it further for some reason. It says here even it's not clear why police didn't arrest Stevenson in 1998. The Missouri State Highway Patrol declined to comment to CNN and referred questions to the Benton County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, which did not respond to requests for comment. So eventually they caught him, or they had enough evidence on him, because they asked his ex-husband, or his husband who's filing for divorce, to go and sit down with him and ask him about the killing and wear a wire, and that's what happened. So Stevenson and Gijenko were married in '08 and lived with their daughters in Danville in San Francisco's East Bay area, a suburb that was once named the safest in California. Court records show Gijenko filed for divorce in January 2020, 6 years after his husband's startling confession in Contra County, California. Um, Gijenko told police he tried to research the Missouri killing after his husband's confession, but there was little information available online. But at some point between early 2020 and April 2021, Gijenko spoke to the police. Gijenko told them details about the killing that had never been publicly revealed. The probable cause statement said, suggesting that he only could have learned them from his husband. So in April 2021, there was a meeting between Stevenson and Gijenko that was secretly captured on audio and video. During that conversation, which included the estranged couple talking about their children, Gijenko brought up Stevenson's 2014 confession. Stevenson's demeanor changed and he became, quote, paranoid, according to court documents. Stevenson asked his husband if he was wearing a wire or recording the conversation, and even frisked him, also examining his wallet, phone, and coffee cup. Gijenko asked Stevenson several times why he killed Elephant, and his answers were conflicting. So there you have it. Stevenson's 16-year sentence includes credit for. Okay, so he's only been sentenced to 16 years, but he also served some time. Well, that's crazy. You could never get away with a killing like that today. With all the DNA evidence and all the science and technology that they use now, forensic evidence, it would be very hard. It's not like, back 40 years ago when if nobody sees you and you don't leave any like actual like fingerprints or whatever, like you're never gonna get caught. You know what I mean? Or if you just live a clean life afterwards and you never get caught for anything else, like you might just get away with it. That's not gonna happen today. You've got your phone on you the whole day. They know exactly. Everybody knows exactly where you are. You're fingerprinted, all of that. So yeah, crazy. But guys, like and subscribe. Sponsor of this episode and this channel is barakava.com, Barakava. They sell clothing, they sell home decoration and stuff like that, like nice necklaces and all that. So, with my code, you'll get a 10% discount. And the code is A for Apple, C for Charlie, 2478.